like to think about a lot of the present moment and how we're so much of the time always somewhere else. Like this present moment, you've probably heard it plenty of times. This present moment that you and I are in right now, where I'm driving, you're watching this video, you and I will never get this moment ever back again. It's going to pass, and it's probably not even going to make a significant dent in our memory unless I say something in this video that like absolutely enlightens you. Like, you're probably going to forget what happened. You're probably going to forget what happened today and probably never remember it. Even though we know this is the moment that we'll never get back and we'll never experience it like this again, we're still overthinking. We're still, I can't believe I do this tomorrow. I'm going through this and this and that. And like, yes, we all have our issues and we need to tend to those and pay attention to them. But so much of the shit that we worry about is stuff that when we worry about, we come up with zero creative ideas and we get nowhere. And it's also just overthinking in general when you're out with people, when you didn't get enough work done today, whatever the case is. That's something specific that I dealt with for a while. And I'm a very serious person, and I've been working more and more on becoming less serious in the sense of, you know, when I'm out with people, being able to let loose more and have a more fun time without having to do anything what I find to be super purposeful, or like not always having a deep conversation and so on. Although those are what really light up my soul. There's been plenty of times in my life where I didn't get enough work done that day, and then I'm beating myself up about it, and then I go out with my friends, or when I'm in a relationship, I go out with my partner, and I'm not fully there, and I'm thinking, oh, I need to get this done, like I did do this, and then I feel shame, and I feel guilt. What is that doing for me? Because if you've experienced that before, you've probably done it more than once. It's like, you didn't think about that one time, I feel guilt or shame, okay, let me change the next time, shift. That's what we should be doing. But you probably thought about that, and then multiple times it just continues to happen. And then we have to bring the awareness to this. Like, there has to be a shift. There has to be something that we need to change. In this case, it would be get your shit done so that when you go out, you don't have to think about it. And that's what I've definitely been getting better at. I've been able to get the stuff done that I want to, and then when I go out, it's like, that's my time out. I'm not doing anything business related. I'm not doing anything content related. I'm done. I'm checked out. But it takes a certain level of thinking to get to that point at certain times, because I'm not always like that. There's still times, like, since I love what I do, I'm always thinking of creative ideas even when I'm out, and this idea sparks up, and it's cool. But sometimes it gets to the point where I can't enjoy the present moment because of it, and what use is that doing for me or anybody else? It's doing absolutely nothing. And so a concept that I've discovered a while back, which has been absolutely enlightening when I incorporate it, sometimes I have to do it more, is when you're out anywhere, you're at the dinner with your friends, you're, you know, cuddling with your girlfriend, you're fucking anywhere. Forget about everything else in existence. Focus on that person and that thing and that situation that you're in right now. Take a deep breath and fully soak in that moment. Because ask yourself, how many times have you really done that? Probably not that many times. I haven't done it that many times. But when I have done it, it's another feeling. Because you take a deep breath, you look around you analyze everything, and it's, wow. And I've done this, I remember specifically, Metallica is one of my favorite bands, and I've seen them in concert a few times, and I remember one concert specifically, like 3 or 4 songs in, I had that moment. I took a deep breath, and it's like, I'm never going to get this moment back again. But there's something to be wary of here, because depending on how your brain operates, this might bring some additional troubles for you in certain cases, when it did for me, I thought of, this situation is awesome, oh my god, taking the deep breath, taking the moment, and then a little bit of anxiety creeps along. The anxiety comes and it's like, oh yeah, this isn't going to last forever. Wow, I'm going to have to go and work tomorrow, I'm going to have to go doing this thing, I have this responsibility. But then you're just defeating the purpose, of course, because that's the entire moment of focus, the entire point of focusing on the present moment is to get rid of that stuff for now. And I believe no matter how much of an overthinker you are or how much stuff you're dealing with, it is attainable to do. I think it's a skill to develop, and it takes time for us to really be able to hone in on that. But I think you're a human being, you're watching this video, you understand what I'm saying, you're able to do it. You're intelligent enough. Because obviously none of us are going to reach the end of our lives saying, oh, I wish I overthinked more, I wish I focused on this when I was out with people more. It's like, no, when I was doing the thing that I was doing, I wish I was fully focused on that. And I think if we can learn to do that in every area of life, it will make everything better. Like, when you're doing your work, only work. No distractions. No TV. No phone in your room. When you're with people, no phone. We can't go out with people and not check our phone like every few minutes in between the conversation. Dude, there's even been times when I've been out with my friends, it's like someone starts scrolling on their phone. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? None of us are going to reach the end of our lives. I wish I scrolled more when I was out with people. Like, no, you probably would have wished that you spent more time and cherished it with that person, because every single person that any of us know is going to pass away. Maybe before us, maybe after, but if it's before, we're going to say to ourselves, I wish all those times I was scrolling or on my phone talking to other people or answering text messages while I was with them. Like, it's like, is that more important? Like, there's been times in my relationships, romantic relationships, where my girlfriend is like, we're on a car ride, and she's just 30-minute car ride, hour, fucking 4 hours, and she's just scrolling. And I'm like, put your phone down. Like, let's have a conversation. We're never gonna get this moment back. I mean, we're all just so obsessed with things that don't matter when we think they matter. For example, you think scrolling matters in the moment that you're doing it, but it really doesn't, because you look back on it and you're like, I shouldn't have done that then. If you scroll at all, it should simply be an isolated point in time when you do that, when you're around nobody else. And I'm not sitting here and saying I'm perfect, because there's been times where I've been out to dinner with people and like other people start to check their phones. I happen to check something business related or something, but then I look up and there was this moment in particular. It was kind of comical. About a month ago, my ex-girlfriend, her friend, and then one of my friends, we took a trip up to Orlando in Florida. And I remember we were out to eat for lunch. And I remember looking around, just kind of looking at the restaurant. It looked pretty nice. And I looked over at both of the girls and then my friend, and I saw everyone looking at their phone. And then I took a video, of like 15-20 second video, just going back and forth of them, and nobody noticed. And then it was funny because like a few minutes later I went on my phone and my friend did the same thing and I didn't notice. But the point is, why are we doing this? Like, what's so important on our phone? It's like, oh, I needed to check this. It's like, no, you really don't. Like, unless someone's dying or it's like a business deal that you need to make tomorrow, you're chilling. Like, take the hour when you're out to just be with that person or be with those people. A goal I want to set in my next romantic relationship, and this might be a good idea for you to do in your current relationship or a future one, when you're out with your girlfriend or boyfriend, no phones. Like, we leave them in the car, or we leave them on silent in our pocket and we're not allowed to check it. And we just take that time to focus on each other, because if you're with your significant other, is there really something else that's that much more important right now at the second? I think if you have a partner that will continually come up with, oh yeah, well, I just had to answer that person, or like do this, there, or it's like, oh, it's not a big deal, let me scroll on my phone. Disconnected from reality. So far off. Because like I said, I'm not perfect before. This has happened to me before where I've been on my phone. But when someone tells me that, like when me and my best friend Jack have this, like when we catch each other scrolling, it's like, bro, you're in the Matrix. Like, wake up, like turn this shit off. When he says that to me, like it jots my mind. It's like, yeah, you're right. Like I gotta get off. If a human being that you know or yourself cannot recognize that this is not the time and place to do that, you're so disconnected from reality. You're so disconnected. Scrolling is such a huge part of so many people's lives. It's something people spend so much time doing, yet yields basically zero positive results in your life. Yes, there's a few things that you may learn. You may get some motivation to go and do this thing. You might learn this piece of knowledge that can be useful. But I know for a fact that 90% of people that I know, when I see them scrolling, it's complete bullshit. I also know when I scroll, 90% of the time, it's not bullshit. It's actually useful knowledge that I'm taking and learning about. Now, should I be scrolling at all? Probably not. But when I know I do, it's at least somewhat of a productive thing. Like, dude, brain rot? Oh my God. I was telling my friends this at dinner the other day. I think brain rot content is the pinnacle of waste of human creativity. Because it's creative. Like, the shit that people come up with, like, and some of them are funny. Right? And that's why it sucks you in, but it drains the life out of you. Like, you know Steve from Minecraft? Like, I saw him, like, pickaxing, and then it's, like, a real-life scenario, and then, like, some fat person, like, falls or something, and it's like, oh, it's funny. But then you, like, wake up to reality, and, like, dude, you're just watching those videos, like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Absolutely nothing. Not like, that's not me saying, like, oh, you do nothing with your life in general. It's just, like, in that moment, like, you're doing nothing, And there's no point of doing it. And then we'll do that. We'll scroll for 30 minutes, for an hour, for 3 hours a day. And then we'll complain, I'm not confident. I'm socially anxious. I don't know what to do with my life. I'm lost. I'm depressed. I'm confused. Why do you think that is? I don't need to tell you why. Me saying that, you should have the answer already. We gotta wake up. Wake up to reality. Me driving right now and me talking, I feel like I'm in a state of flow right now. I feel really good. There's a nice sunset. There's a plane going by. I see I see the trees in front of me. I'm never getting this moment back. I'm never getting it back. Oh, and then scrolling when you're scrolling TikTok when you're driving. Oh my God. I haven't seen it much, but I've seen it like once or twice in my personal experience, and then like looking at other people in their driving. There's no way. There's no way that you can't sit at a stoplight for 30 seconds without being stimulated. Bro, where's the future? If we keep up the brain rot content at the rate we're going at, there is no future. There is no future. The younger generation that's being raised by social media and TikTok and not by parents anymore, they're completely screwed. And when they're completely screwed, everyone else is completely screwed, because they're going to grow up, they're going to be inept people to so many things. They're just going to be unknowledgeable about so many things. They're going to be knowledgeable about the things that don't matter, and then they're going to have kids, and their kids are going to go through the same cycle, and then everybody's going to be dumb. I already go throughout my life every day talking to a decent amount of people where I'm like, how do you think this way about the world? Like, what led you to this conclusion? Imagine what it's going to be like in 10 years, 20, 30, 50, 100. It's not looking good, guys. All we can do is, on an individual basis, change our own lives. Change your individual life. Change the habits, change the attitude, change your mindset, change what you're doing, and then you can inspire other people around you in your personal life to do so as well. We're not going to be able to save everyone, but man, if we can save ourselves and the people that we care about, because, dude, if we get people to stop scrolling as much as they did before, let's say someone scrolls for 8 hours a day, you get them to bring it down to 3 hours, where they completely cut it out eventually, or like 15 minutes a day, you know how much time of their life you're saving? You are literally saving somebody's life. Because again, like I said before, none of us in 10, 15, 20 years from now are going to say, I wish I scrolled more. And so, man, if we can save ourselves and save each other from doing that, the world's going to be a better place. Our lives are going to be a better place. We're going to become happier. We're going to be more content. We're going to find more purpose in our lives. We're going to give more time to the relationships, actually deal with the problems in our life. So much of the time, you probably have a problem with yourself, or your relationship partner, or your friend, or your family, and you're uncomfortable. You feel angry. You feel frustrated. You feel lost. And you go, let me pick up my phone. Let me start scrolling. And then you forget to talk to the person about that thing. Then a week goes by, then a month goes by, then the problem is worse. Now you're in an argument for 2 hours when you could have resolved it in 15 minutes, and wasting more time, wasting more energy. Now you're in a bad mood for the rest of the night. Now you're arguing with someone, and you go to bed with your partner mad. What is it doing for us? What is it doing? Man, all I gotta say, we gotta save ourselves. Save yourself first. I'm still working on saving myself in this area. Save yourself, save the people around you, and we're all going to be so much more blessed. If you're a young man who's into self-development, improving their relationships, advancing spiritually, and you want a community of other men around you to hold you accountable, set new goals together, learn new knowledge, grow as people individually and as a group, check out the link in the description. I hope to see you guys in the group, and I'll see you in the next video.